This is a public announcement. Could the owner of food hauler registration GR3GG5 please move it from hangar 1? The smell of sausage rolls is making me really hungry. Hutton Orbital. If you can hear this, then you really need to question your life choices.
Hutton Orbital. They don't make 'em like this anymore. Health and safety won't let us.
Over in the Hutton Games room, the team seems to be occupied with a new activity. Wilma and Juan are at odds over who is best. Norma, however, has one eye closed and is concentrating very hard on something a few feet away. As the argument levels get, noisy, Norma lets rip. And the 0G dart ricochets off the board with a startling ping noise. As if guided by Mr. Dusty, it zips across the room, gives Juan a new middle parting and lodges itself in the inflatable sandy crevice in the corner. Who deflates with a flatulent noise that silences any arguments. And as the noise fades away, the team realise quite what time it is. It's 20:30! The team crash through the door, dodging floating darts from their previous attempts, and sashay their way to their seats, just in time for Rudolph to say,
"Our mics might be live." Good evening. I'm Rudolph Hucker, and I just found out that laughter is the best medicine. Unless, of course, you're allergic to it, then it's quite the opposite.
Wilma Fingadoo checking in. I tried that theory with Centauri Megagin. It's not the best medicine, but it sure makes you forget what the illness was.
I'm the apology officer, and I'd like to formally apologise for last week's aardvark escape. Alan's safe now. He was walking around on the ceiling and no one looked up. And he now understands the zero-mavity of the situation.
Juan Kerr on the mic. Speaking of gravity, I heard it's a law. But if you ask me, it's more of a guideline.
Norma Snooker's here. There's only one law about these parts. Flossie's law. Guidelines state that it's best to stick to it.
And on that note, it might be time for some headlines. Board? Check the board.
Winning ways or wanton wind-up? We can't decide, clearly.
Too hot, too messy, week 74 update.
Commander goes off half-cocked.
No point crying over spilled crayons.
We investigate the ups and downs of the Hutton swingometer.
As the last year fades off into the dim and distant past, the Hutton statisticians have been wielding their abacuses, mechanical calculators with wild abandon, giving us plenty of information from the orbital. Hidden amongst all this data on factions and fractions and fracas is a little nugget that might be of interest to some commanders sitting not very far away from the buttons on this control panel. Employment. Opportunity. Challenge. Hutton is awash with it. The jobs boards are literally and liberally littered with little cards with the heading, Help Wanted. With so many commanders out in the galaxy delivering mugs and gin, and many others, like Lithobreaker, charging about the universe righting wrongs, an entirely different thing to the righting wrongs perpetrated during this very show, the problem is that there is way too much to do, and not even the mighty muscled and rather maniacal efforts of the tireless floor-mopping guy can keep up on their own. Lael Wolf had to be rescued from under a pile of paperwork after someone fed her to-do list into the station dot matrix printer. Nurse Wyeth has had to invent and patent a new kind of digito-multi-hypodermic syringe contraption that can inoculate 20 commanders at a time, and on the backswing phlebotomise those same commanders. Even with that, the regular influx of commanders suffering with a combination of the lurgy, mods, and space phage causing space plague, she's had to mop her own brow with a sponge and give herself a there. Guster the Clown ran out of hands to juggle things with. The Centauri gin production facility had to forego the safety taste testing for the sake of speed production, and there are rumours that it will leave the enamel so clean that there isn't any left, both in the toilet bowl and your mouth. To try and attract more to her team, Wanda has had to advertise even bigger packages available to her staff. Even the tight-fisted operations team have been ruminating on remuneration and are considering a wage increase across the board. There are even rumours of drafting in staff from the Empire, though the thought of a bunch of opulent orgiastic overachievers and their hedonistic toga parties makes many a trucker shudder, though the sales in the bar might be a welcome bonus. We ruled out drafting assistants from the Federation, as there are still rumours that Hudson has his eye on Hutton space, and we wouldn't want any pesky infiltrators insinuating their way into day-to-day operations on the orbital. So, are you, like me, a gentleman or lady of leisure, and looking to make a quick buck? Some moolah? A big wad of wonga? Are you unafraid of a bit of hard graft? Pop to the concourse and take a look at the jobs board next time you're at the orbital, and maybe you could join the Hutton team.
In a fascinating development within the galaxy, the system of Wolf 629, where Hutton Orbital has a presence but no direct control, has descended into civil unrest. The situation, while not directly influenced by Hutton, bears the subtle hallmarks of Hutton-style mischief. The unrest seems to have been sparked by a series of peculiar and decidedly untruckerly events. Eyewitness reports describe a ship adorned with a sticker proclaiming "My other ship is a Hutton mug," seen distributing leaflets entitled "Piracy for Dummies, a Beginner's Guide." These leaflets, containing dubious advice like "always say ARR for credibility," have led to a surprising uptick in amateur piracy. Compounding the chaos, Wolf 629's black market has been flooded with an array of odd goods, from counterfeit Hutton mugs to bootleg copies of the Dark Whale novella printed on Hutton-branded napkins. While there's no clear link to Hutton Orbital, these items have raised both eyebrows and tensions across the systems. Intriguingly, a political faction claiming to be associated with Hutton, known more for their social events than political power, have been seen waving banners stating "This sort of stuff just won't do," while paradoxically hosting a civil unrest happy hour. This has led to speculation about Hutton's true stance on the unrest. Lael Wolf has taken a rather creative approach to the situation. Known for a no-nonsense attitude, she is summoning the perpetrators of these rogue acts for a unique reprimand. Inside sources hint at punishments ranging from endless Cubicle 3 cleaning duties to mind-numbing data entry marathons, a fate, some might say, is worse than space jail. When asked about the turmoil in Wolf 629, a Hutton spokesperson, leisurely enjoying a robust gin, casually remarked, "Wolf 629, bit of a pickle that, but we don't really own anything there, so cheers." This laid-back reaction has left many wondering if there is a strategic move by Hutton or just another unpredictable day in the galaxy. Local authorities in Wolf 629 are perplexed by the hands-off approach, unsure if it's a stroke of political genius or just Hutton's unique way of dealing with problems. Residents of the system, while somewhat concerned, are also entertained, with one local humorously noting, "It's like a space opera, but everyone's forgotten their lines."
We passed the 115,000 mark this week in Too Hot Too Messy, the Hutton-led initiative to Hutton Rares to every station in the known universe. Since they've now got both hands free after stuffing their faces last week, commanders have been busy and numbers are back up a bit. We're above 1100 for the week, and the 4-week average clawed its way back above 1000 for the last week's all-time low. Over 305 commanders have contributed to the effort at some point over the last 17 months, representing exactly 100 squadrons. Commander Chicks has passed 21,200 deliveries, with Waller 81 in second place, closing in on 18,000. Notably, Commander Nem in third is on exactly 9,000 mugs delivered. Only another 1,000 to be in the 5-figure club. Even Palantir and Savage Gardener have been chilling out, swapping cooking tips whilst dropping off the Hutton ceramics and botanicals. Current gin production is at 7 units as the distillery staff worked hard during the festive season and are having a bit of time off in lieu. Yes, that lieu. However, an expansion is pending which will see the Cubicle 3 captives released, overtime reinstated and gin numbers surge. One of the trucker aspects of Too Hot Too Messy is reconciling the number of deliverable markets in a system from the nav panel to the number delivered to in the Hutton Helper. I've done 84 of 85 and I just did the last moon of the last planet, so which one is missing? Then going through them all, checking them off one by one, and before you say anything, it's an OCD thing, and it's always the last one in the list. It's usually the one with 2 stations with the same name but a different function, like Cook Analytics and Cook Nutrition Holdings. Ah, that's the badger. Oh bugger, it's 360,000 light seconds back the other way. The sales are on at Hutton and it's rammed, so you'll be lucky to get a parking space. Granted, 5 of the 10 this week are by Steve King, who seems to be buying up Hutton mugs like their life depended on it. But Steve King isn't the only one. Now, you may want to sit down for this. There's no easy way to tell you, so I'll just come straight out with it. Commander Palantir has been in game. Not only, but Palantir has been in game long enough to make 3 Hutton runs in the last week. So if we can't get a parking space and it's not taken by Red Planet Taxi Service, chances are Steve King or Palantir are hogging the landing pads. Hutton run times are Palantir 1 hour 24 minutes 3 seconds, Steve King 1 hour 24 minutes 10 seconds, Savage Gardener 1 hour 24 seconds, Luriant 1 hour 24 minutes 39 seconds. Just to confirm, Commander Palantir currently has the fastest Hutton time of 33:10 and is 1 minute 43 seconds off the record. Shall we tell him that his account has clearly been hacked?
In the latest developments of the Too Hot Too Messy mission, a saga with a length that rivals even the ongoing quitting of Commander Wagar, and has seen the dedicated delivery of Hutton mugs and Centauri Megagen across the galaxy, there appears to be a hiccup in the supply chain, and it's all centered around one commander, LDSK. Dubbed Half a job, LDSK, this enterprising commander has been zealously zipping from station to station, leaving behind a trail of the much-coveted Hutton mugs. However, there seems to be a shortage, or rather an absence, of the equally important Centauri Megagin. It's been suggested that the commander's delivery total is plentiful with mugs but astonishingly empty of gin, leading to speculation. Is he hoarding it for a supermassive celebration? Or is it simply vanishing into the void? Or his stomach? This gin gap has put a dampener on the galaxy-wide festivities, as eager recipients find themselves mug-rich but gin-poor. Celebrations are on hold, and the much-anticipated christening of new Hutton mugs is facing an unforeseen dry spell. Even more distressing is the impact on hygiene. Without the botanical brilliance of Centauri Megagin, the standard cleaning protocol for a shiny Hutton mug is compromised. The result? Mugs that are not reaching their full germ-free aromatic potential, which is a travesty in itself. With the mission's integrity at stake, the onus falls to other commanders to fill the gin void and complete the half-finished deliveries. The galaxy looks on with a mixture of anticipation and mild panic, wondering if Commander LDSK will remedy his ways or continue on his half-hearted quest. Oh, okay, maybe not the galaxy, just the bit containing Hutton truckers. Actually, just the bit of Hutton that's a bit of the galaxy that contains those commanders trying to mug and gin everything. As we await the next chapter in this boozy space odyssey, one thing is clear. When it comes to the Too Hot Too Messy mission, it's not just the thought that counts. Not the mug, but also the gin too. Here's hoping that the next time Commander LDSK docks, he comes bearing not just the mugs, but the spirit to match. Lael Wolf has issued a seek and remonstrate order on Commander LDSK. If any Hutton pilots can rendezvous with this wayward wanderer, and either A, give him some gin to deliver, or 2, block access to his ship's hold so he stops drinking it all, everyone would be enormously grateful.
Rumours that bad things have been happening in Shinrata this week have been proven to be unfounded after authorities calmed the situation down a tad. The system's most popular station, one of only 2 places in the galaxy where one can buy everything for one ship, appeared to be taken offline by a Thargoid sensor interference incident. After scouring every square banana of the station, the hazmat teams confirmed that there were indeed no Thargoid probes, no sensors, no goo, no sticky things, or any other artefacts anywhere on the station, and indeed it was just the naughty commander from last week who, having had a proper ticking off over the fleet carrier and Raxler thing, decided that it'd be fun to push the panic button and insert the Thargoid probe attack state into such a popular station. The authorities have now taken away their crayons. Simple answer: don't panic when you see such things. Everywhere is coated in enough meta-alloy slop to render it impervious to just about anything that Tharg the Mighty's mighty probes can do.
Things are going through somewhat of an "oh, for Alvin's sake, not turkey, Gary, turkey sandwiches and turkey pudding" vibe in Hutton space this week. Only 4 systems are on Alvin's report, and one of those is, again, much lower than we'd like. More on those stories coming up. On the back of Hutton's snap Christmas election win in Ross 6 and 1 2 weeks ago, and the various conflicts locking up all the influence, the system is stuck holding the wooden spoon for the umpteenth week in a row, sitting on 26. The other factions are still snapping at our heels, and a fresh conflict is tying up 25% of influence, so do what you can to widen the gap to second place. Hard to move Epsilon Indy, still suffering somewhat from the after effects of long mods, slipped a couple of points to end the week on 35. A fresh war is tying up less than a fifth of influence, so again, it's a reasonable time to get in there and boost Hutton's fortunes. We haven't heard from Barnard Star in a while, but just to attract a bit of attention to make sure they don't feel left out, they're elated to be back on Alvin's report by dropping 10 points, in some style to 34. Mind you, with 3 famines, 3 civil unrests, and a pair of blights amongst other factions, it makes for a pretty grim system. 2 points higher on 36 is Narnia, where everyone is still trying to understand the lack of a Christmas, despite the snowy weather, and where the second and third factions are locking up half of the system influence in a war. 36 off Yuki must have been overdosing on those small blue performance enhancers, expanding its economy and gaining a throbbing 10 points in the week to put itself on a rock-solid 48. At the overachieving end of the Hutton Systems table, we still have 7 of our systems above 60%, and 1 of which is above 70. We'll be expanding into some nondescript backwater in the next week, so stay tuned for the next chapter of Jump to a Dump next week. Priorities this week are, if you want to chuck something, boost Ross 671.
And we are back in the studio. Do you know what? Having glued that together not 15 seconds before we went on air and then realised I'd given myself all the tongue twisters, that was relatively seam-free.
He's not exaggerating, folks.
No, really not.
I didn't even need tongue twisters to mess it up. I think I did quite well on my own.
I've told you a million times before, don't exaggerate.
Anyway, yes, it's us. We're back in the studio. Well, almost all of us are. We've got me. We've got Amelia. Good evening, Amelia.
Hello.
Yeah, another one who, like me, ran into the studio seconds before, having dodged all the darts on the way in. We've also got the apology officer.
Hello.
Who's back?
I'm too little to get hit with the darts. They'll go above my head.
Yeah, we're really glad that you found Alan.
Alan?
I don't know where Steve is, but Alan now is stopped insinuating himself into the graphics. Oh, actually, he is. He's on screen at the moment. We've got Commander Chicks.
Hello.
Now, you're not in West Britain now, are you? You're back in the smoke.
West Britain's underwater.
Well, yeah, most places are underwater. I tried going out earlier. I should have taken water wings.
I looked at pictures on the interwebs earlier, and you can't actually get out of the village.
No, well, Snoz has been asking whether spaniels are aquatic, judging by the lake around his house.
Moma's bog spaniels are.
Bog is a spaniel.
Yes.
Spaniel,
yes.
Bog spaniel. Bog.
And, of course, we've got Commander Flossie.
Hello.
Hello. Right. So, I suppose there's a couple of things to talk about. We're going to put some pictures on screen. Now, last week, there was maybe a small complaint that the Hutton Dusty bot was taking over all the pictures, and we had to have some real pictures. So we went and spoke to Oliver. Oliver, who was at ECM, Mr. Facey, who was at ECM on the build-up day.
You gotta pick a pocket or two.
That one. And what was the song that we did? The reviewing the situation or the simulation? Yes,
simulation.
Anyway, and he got in touch earlier to say, I've finally done all the post-production on all the photographs from ECM.
That's inside a year.
It is. And would you like some for the show this evening? By the way, I'm going to be promoting them to raise money for charity via his website. Some of the pennies do go to him for costs and bits, and then some of the pennies are going to charity as well. But I'm going to start putting little versions up on screen. I'm hoping any 3, 2, 1. There we go. It's Commander Wotherspoon.
That is Commander Wotherspoon.
It is, yes. They're all sorts of different sizes, hence why they're in the middle. And,
that's
him. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's him.
Yeah. And look, it's elite. Anyway, I'm going to put them on a loop while we're talking because it's much more interesting than Hutton. Oh, that's Blastard. And
it's not working for me.
What?
No, I can see all.
Yeah.
I can see the pictures.
There's Flossie. We got Commander Flossie there.
Yes.
And yes, Morpheus. Looking cheeky as ever.
Look at devious is how he looks there.
Yeah, very nice photographs. I'm going to leave them on a bit of a loop while we're chatting about the Frontier live stream from this week. The first one of 3310. How was it? I missed it. I was out, so
You didn't miss it.
I didn't.
You didn't miss anything because there wasn't one. Again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was Cully. Anyway, yes, name dropping everybody.
So yeah, there wasn't one. But are you still looking for a job?
I certainly am. Have you got some from the board for me?
There's a few in the Hutton Bugle. Hold on a minute. I'm going to get this.
Well, oh dear. Is this the want ads or no the?
Yep. Job suggestions. Flossie, do you want to read that first one out to him?
All right. Yes.
That's a good one, isn't it?
Go on. You've had my CV, so let's have a look.
A Thargoid thumper. Department Xenobiology Recon. Head Dr. Xenia Xenophobe. Key skills: mastery of the mallet, a healthy sense of adventure, and rapid reflexes for rapid retreats.
Not after Christmas, no.
Role: being suited up and sent out to knock on Thargoid structures with a hammer to check for hollowness, much like a spacefaring woodpecker.
I don't know. I mean, whether they need a degree qualified, I don't know. Hammer operators need high levels qualifications, and I'm not sure that my qualifications are suitable for hammer operator. I mean, I think you're probably one. I will never get red on me.
People. I think you're one of the few people who can draw blood with a hammer.
Do you know what I did earlier?
Yeah.
Drew blood with a hammer. And I'm not joking. I'm staring. I got red on me. Yes, I was hammering stuff, and so no, I'm pretty sure that one's that's going to be a nope. Yeah.
Okay.
But who else? Has you got any others? Are there any good ones there?
Oh, a black hole bacon placer.
Okay.
Beacon, not bacon.
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 Oh, yeah. Bacon.
Every black hole needs a little strip of bacon just sat at a reasonable distance, so you stop and go, oh.
I'm like a bit of a black hole when it comes to bacon.
Oh, you could have it in a sandwich.
Department Navigational Hazards. Head Professor Black. Key skills: exceptional bravery, precision in beacon placements, and an advanced understanding of relative physics. Relative physics.
Relativistic. I can spell it. I can spell it, but unfortunately, even though I did read that book by Thingy, that one about the
how's that for you, Flossie?
Yeah. It's not a word I've seen before. Relativistic.
There you go. That hyphen worked.
And role: deploying warning beacons at the edge of every known black hole's event horizon by hand.
Oh,
I just need to add one thing about the bacon.
Yes.
If it's not brown sauce, we're not going to be friends.
No. Brown sauce with sausages, red sauce with bacon.
No. I don't have brown sauce.
And if you've got both in a sandwich, it's lucky dip time.
You're closer than me. Can you just smack him up the back of the head, please?
I'm just heading to the look now because I don't have brown sauce on anything.
Thank you.
Anyway.
So no, that one, I think the relativistic physics thing, even though I can spell it, I think the likelihood of me making a guesstimation and getting too close over the edge of the event horizon might be dangerous, so I'm going to say no to that one. Okay. Any more?
There's one. Let me have a look. A bilge sucker outer.
A bilge what? That sounds like a North British one.
Yeah, it is a sucker out of bilges. Department Hazardous Maintenance. That sounds fine.
Well, that sounds like it's headed by Floor Mopping Geezer. Yeah,
it's fine.
I think Volcarius was getting excited there. He thought
it's all fine.
Word of the week very early.
Yeah. When the drainage channels become blocked, we need an intrepid operative, that's you, to go down with chest waders, a length of rubbered hose for siphoning, and a massive bottle of industrial strength hand cleanser. Your mission will be to clear the channels of whatever detritus, reptilian predator, or drunkard may be causing the blockage by means of diplomacy, manhandling, or woman handling, and, if all else fails, sticking one end of the hose under the surface and sucking on the end to draw off any surplus liquids. Whatever the cause, a robust constitution, fast reflexes, and a degree of anosmia are considered essential. The hand sanitizer isn't just for your hands. You probably want to use it for gargling too. and possibly for drinking to replace the images in your head with sweet, sweet oblivion. Yeah, stick an application in and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I could stick my... What's the pay like?
Oh, it doesn't
The pain
mention...
like?
The pain, yes.
Yeah, it doesn't mention pay.
Oh, it's a volunteer role.
Look, yeah...
I mean, normally isn't that punishment duty? I mean, we mentioned.
Yeah, I was going to say
that,
referrals from Hutton Correctional Facility. Yeah,
It's an internship.
an internship. Yes, an unpaid internship.
you interred an internship. Yes.
Yeah, you said interred. I heard interred. So,
You take turns. Oh,
no, interred.
internship. Oh dear.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, because it's a shit job, really.
It does sound like a pretty shit job. Yes.
Yeah.
But hey, look, beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Well, that's a start. Thank you for looking for those ones for me. I can't necessarily say I'm going to. I mean, maybe there's a lot of competition for some of these jobs. You never know.
Yeah. I mean, you can always sell yourself to the Serious Corporation for medical experiments.
As a curiosity.
Yes. Sell yourself to medical science. What is this?
Right. Yeah. What on earth is that?
What?
Talking of what on earth is that? We might have we got any space news this week?
It depends. Is there a?
Oh, do we have the theme tune? And
Yeah.
Do you want me to put the theme tune on?
No, I think I might.
Want
Did
you
I
to
program
write
it in
the
last
theme
week?
Tune, sing the theme tune.
Let's have a look. I might have the button still. Let's have a.
Space news, space news, space news, space news. Oh, look.
Alan's back.
Alan never went away. I saw Steve as well there. Right, so... Right,
So I'll do it, shall I? So NASA lines up a mission to touch the sun. Sounds pretty daft to me, but anyway. But it's okay, folks. They'll be going at night. So
that's all right then.
Going at night, which is why the entire thing is transparent. We can't read what's on screen, but that's my fault. You'll have to listen.
If they go at night, will they not hit the moon?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's a.
I'm being stupid there.
It's a new moon.
Anyway, right, okay.
Anyway, on Christmas Eve this year, NASA's Parker solar probe will race past the sun. It'll be going at 195 kilometers a second. Now, I know
nearly as fast as Flossie.
Exactly. Or 435,000 miles an hour. So, and obviously, because you're heading towards the sun, the sun's very big. Apply Newton's gravitational law.
F equals GMM over R squared.
That's the one.
And R's getting smaller.
So basically, it's like going from London to New York in under 30 seconds. Yeah, so that's all in the mail. Anyway, this thing, I think it does.
We do have a picture on screen of it pointing its arse towards the sun.
Yeah, so it's got a big heat shield on it, and the heat shield's like 4.5 inches thick. So this. Who's typing? The thing it weighs in the order of about 3/4 of a ton. This thing, so it's you can sort of get an impression of the size of it. And it launched in 2018. I know its planned mission is 7 years, and it'll do 24 orbits around the sun in that time. So those who can do the maths, it sort of doesn't go around as quick as we do, but it goes around. It goes around quicker than we do, but not quite as quick as Mercury, sorry. And it's got instruments on it that measure various things.
Pictures on the screen now of things it's measuring. There we go.
Oh, excellent. There you go. And it has 4 instruments. There's a fields instrument that measures magnetic fields. There's the the gadget that NASA used to make up cool names, for stuff, and then you backfit the acronym to suit.
Oh,
the name.
yeah.
Well, it broke down when they were doing this one. They must have. So they've got the wide field imager for Solar Probe, or WHISPER. It was working for that one. And the solar wind electrons, alphas, and protons. And we think it broke down at that point, and some bloke called Eric came up with that. But when it came to Integrated Science Investigation of the Sun, or ISIS, it definitely broke down at that point, because we don't think that's a very good name. Unless they mean Isis, the Egyptian goddess.
Yeah, but she had nothing to do with the sun either, did she?
Her son. Sorry. Pardon the pun. Her son Horus was god of the sun, and her
no.
Yeah, it was. Ra was
the god of the sun.
Yeah, I know, but there are lots of Egyptian. Ra's the main one, but there are lots of Egyptian gods of the sun. So,
but they did get a lot of sun.
Basically, you will in Egypt, yeah. So her husband, who she sort of reassembled in some kind of Egyptian IKEA prototype.
There was a bit missing as well
Osiris.
in the two traditions of IKEA. And of course, it was the most important bit.
Well, she did have a son, so it couldn't be. Anyway, so Osiris, yes, he was god of the sun. And there were several. Anyway, get back to solar. What's interesting about the Parker Solar Probe, apart from it's going to get very hot, it's the first probe ever named after a living scientist.
Oh.
All the rest have been named after dead people.
Well,
I mean, we can arrange more dead people, but
I mean, the world does pretty good job at doing that. Oh, look, they got another picture.
Is that named after Peter
Parker, along with Lady Penelope, are going to be sitting in the Corona.
I was going to say, it's very nice of them to name this solar probe after Lady Penelope's chauffeur.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was thinking Peter Parker.
No, it's
Parker Penn.
Eugene Parker is the emeritus professor.
One of those Parkers you put up when it's a bit parky out.
Parker with a furry hood and the orange lining.
Well, that's the picture on the screen.
That's not a Parker. That's not a Parker. That's a snorkel, I think.
That looks like a bacon black hole to me. I think I'm looking at. Anyway, Eugene Parker from the University of Chicago.
Good for him.
It all looks very exciting. So anyway, tune in Christmas Eve. Lads like doing space stuff at Christmas, don't they?
Oh, look, here's some more. Oh, look at these particle sideways looking camera. Yes, scattered light of particles in the sun's corona.
Yeah. It means they don't have to socialise with other people, so they're quite happy.
What are you trying to say?
Anyway, Parker apparently is a space weather person.
Yes.
There's a picture of a rocket there for future crewed missions. Yeah, there you go. There's a future crewed missions.
Crude, that's where they all stick their bum up at the portal.
Is that a mission to Uranus?
You go, bleh!
Yep.
That mission. That looks like Uranus in the background.
And that one's got a banana for scale in it as well.
I'd say that's the Earth.
Don't spoil it.
Blue origin. Get it?
Oh yes, yeah, very good. Anyway, so there's Peter Parker, and what Peter Parker's going to be up to, pointing his arse at the sun.
Yeah.
Is there any other space news anybody's dug up?
To be honest, it was a pretty thin week for space news, to be fair.
Yeah.
That's why we had to do a piece of space news from next Christmas.
How about a space fact?
We could do space facts. Yeah. Oh, let me put
you know what?
The pictures back up.
A space fact today.
Does it involve bums or willies or boobs?
No. Today in 1962 was the day that the Gemini program. It was originally called Mercury 2, but the predecessor to the Apollo missions was named Gemini today because. Go on. Why was it named Gemini?
Because it was Soviet and United States capsules joining together.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I was going to say you were close, but I'm not going to.
Okay, don't then.
Because there's two people. All the Mercury missions were a single astronaut. Gemini was 2, Apollo was 3.
Okay.
This has turned into an episode of Only Connect.
Right, anyway, Amelia, space fact.
Sorry, it just sparked into my head because we were looking at close-up pictures of the sun.
Don't look at the sun.
Yeah, don't look at the sun. But did you know our sun is not yellow? It's actually white.
Is it?
Depends on how you squint.
Yes. It's only portrayed as yellow, because it's a familiar sight. It's a familiar color. So they portray it as yellow, but it's actually white.
Who's they?
Well, anyone who's ever put pictures in their book of the sun.
Yes.
It's because, I mean, when it hits our atmosphere, the blue light is kind of scattered.
Yeah.
So the light that's left produces the image of the sun as being yellow, but it's not. It's actually white.
So when you look at the sky, it looks yellow, but it's actually white.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because it's tinted.
Mm.
Ah.
It's because of our atmosphere. And so because we see it as yellow, they put it in the books as yellow and everything because it's familiar.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, all right.
That's cool.
That sounds.
Yeah, okay.
I'll go with that one. I've got no facts that allow me
You
to.
You can Google it if you like. It's an actual science fact.
I'm going to look up another space fact because I'm interested in this one.
Go on then. Well, we're space facts. We have to have another jingle now for space facts, don't we?
Do you know who Joseph Kittinger is?
Who?
Yeah, Joe
Tattinger. Doesn't he do champagne?
I've seen Joe Kittinger talk in person. Yeah. He was a pioneer of the spacesuit.
Yes.
Joe Kittinger used to chuck himself out of balloons back in the 1950s.
He held the
I thought that was Bumgardner.
No,
it was well before that.
Record.
Bumgardner did it. He was all 21st century and safe about it. Yeah. No, Joe Kittinger's glove was leaking.
Just hurled himself out of this freaking balloon.
Well, he was going up and his glove was leaking, so he stuck a bit of tape over it.
Yeah,
and kept going. Yeah,
we could have got to fly around like Iron Man.
Yes. Let me have a look on.
Joe Kittinger.
The historical numbers, the highest parachute.
120,000 feet or something.
Yeah, somewhat. Excelsior 3 on August 16th.
It's like if you've ever done a long free fall.
Kittinger made the final high altitude jump at 102,800 feet, towing a small drogue parachute for initial stabilisation. He fell for 4 minutes and 36 seconds, reaching a maximum speed of 614 miles per hour. This is in 1960. Before opening his parachute at 18,000 feet. Incoming, yet another equipment malfunction. Pressurization for his right glove malfunction during the ascent.
He passed out on the way down.
Probably.
One of the drops.
Yeah, probably. You'd shit yourself as
That's
well.
0.8 of the speed of sound.
Yeah.
But don't forget, air is thinner up there, so it goes faster.
Bumgardner did break the speed of sound, but he tried to break the speed of sound. It was Joe Kittinger just tried to stay alive.
Yeah, he was just doing his job.
Yeah, he just jumped out with basically a pressure suit and a fucking
and his slippers.
Yeah, his slippers and his leaky glove.
Yeah, he did a talk at the RGS about 15 years ago, I remember. He was really interesting.
Yeah. Absolutely insane.
So he just thought, well, I'm just doing my job, you know?
Yeah. You want me to do what? Yeah, all right then.
Yeah. You want me to jump what? Oh, yeah.
He's just one of my favourite space people. I just thought, what a guy.
Fabulous.
I saw him being interviewed about it once on TV and he's just like, yeah, my glove started leaking. He says, so I held it for a while. He says, and then I remembered I had tape, so I got a bit of tape and I put a bit of tape around it. You're like, oh, God.
It's duct tape. It's got a light side and a dark side and it binds the universe together.
Yes.
Yeah, if it's not duct tape, it's gaffer tape. If it's not gaffer tape, it's cable ties, and if it's not either of those two, it's magnets.
He's American, so it was definitely duct tape because he's American.
Or what's that gorilla tape stuff that you can put over a dam and it just stops everything? You know.
Yeah, it probably does because Gorilla Wood Glue will glue anything to anything.
Yes,
it's fantastic.
Especially gorillas. It will glue gorillas to absolutely.
If you need to glue a gorilla,
grew a gorilla.
I've used a fair bit of Gorilla Glue in Mini Glasgow, and it's one of the better ones.
Anyway, well, thank you very much for that. Is there any more space facts, Amelia?
That just popped into my head because we were looking at close-up images of the sun, which were all yellow.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's just
yellow.
not.
It's not because it's easier to see if you scatter the blue light.
Yeah.
And that's how we see it through our atmosphere as well. So That's why it looks yellow, because the blue light gets scattered. It's just interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I did just ask the Hutton Dusty bot about some space facts, and it said Jupiter's the largest planet in the solar system. And that's not a very interesting fact, you stupid Dusty
we all
bot.
knew that.
Well, you should have said obscure space.
Okay, of the 9,113 official features on the moon, a mere 421 are not craters. There you go.
Yeah. I wonder what they are.
It would take 9 years to walk to the moon.
Mount Marilyn.
Oh, Jings.
The
surely.
Hadley Rill.
The Hadley Grill.
Rill.
Oh.
That's where Apollo 13 was supposed to land.
Yes, that worked out well.
And when the moon is half full, it's only 10% as bright as a full moon.
And when the moon hits your eye, like a big piece of pie.
Yes.
That's amore.
That's amore.
There's Chuck Handgun on screen at the moment, and the PWAF, the pilot of the PWAF.
Yeah. Oh, Amelia, have you got the Hutton Bugle there?
The what?
The what?
The Hutton Bugle, the paper. I wondered if you'd find any more job ads.
Oh, let me do the end of space news then. If we're doing end of space news, hang on a second.
I thought we were at the end of space
news.
news.
I have to push a button, don't I?
There is one more job advert.
Just wait for the space news. Space news, 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 space news.
So
There you go.
I think I've found the perfect job.
Right.
Oh.
The perfect job.
The perfect job.
The perfect job for a Hutton radio presenter.
Yep. Yep, definitely. Cosmic karaoke conductor. Department, morale and entertainment. Head, melody maestro.
Oh.
Good name.
I used to drive one of them.
I think
Key
I went
skills.
to school with her. Melody Maestro.
Key skills, musical knowledge, obviously, crowd management, and an infectious enthusiasm for singing.
Oh dear, have you heard me sing?
Well.
Your role would be leading a musical troupe of tone-deaf truckers in a daily karaoke session broadcasted galaxy-wide.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's right up your street. I mean, you already do it once a week.
Yeah, I mean it's new, exciting, different. Those kind of things.
if you prepare bilge suckeruther, I'm just saying.
Okay.
At least you stay
it is
dry.
one better than the bill. I mean, listening to you lot sing might be akin to getting into some waders and going, shoulder deep in the bilges of Hutton Orbital. Maybe
You could
possibly.
borrow Flossie's knitting needles, just stick them in your ears. That'll.
I don't know, when we do Happy Birthday, I think we're pretty good.
Well, it's the coordinating everybody that I'm, not quite so good at. We all connect up and
Good
Do you
is
know who
sort
had
of
the-
relative, isn't it?
Do you know who had a birthday recently and never got happy birthday sung to them?
Who was that?
It was me.
Oh, of course it was. But it came
do that
between
today?
shows. Yeah,
We could do that. We could do that today, couldn't we?
Yeah, but
'Cause
that
it-
was last year.
It was after last show, but before this show.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
No,
we
it
could
wasn't.
Do
No,
we
it
could
No,
do
it wasn't.
that.
No, it
No,
wasn't.
there was.
It was
there
two
was a
It
show.
was
more
after the
than two
last
shows
show the
ago.
apology officer was on.
Was it?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true, yeah.
It was the 28th when I was off eating cow.
See, you've never sung Happy Birthday to me.
28.
Have we never sung happy birthday to you either?
No, never.
When's your birthday?
I'm
When
not
is your
telling you.
birthday?
When's your birthday? When's your birthday?
Yeah. Anyway, maybe we should just sing happy birthday all together.
Maybe I don't want you to sing Happy Birthday because
But
you
maybe
can't
you-
sing.
Well, maybe
Then
I'm going to do my
maybe you
tryout
do.
for the karaoke conductor. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got to do a tryout. Yes, there we go. So I'm going to have to count you down with a 3, 2, 1.
Happy
birthday
birthday to... Oh, there's music. I'll start again.
Happy
Happy birthday to you.
All of you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Meow.
dear chicks!
Happy
birthday to you!
I've been told to get out. I'm not hired.
But you did lead truckers in a tone-deaf rendition of Happy Birthday.
Actually, it's in the job description, isn't it? Leading a musical troupe of tone-deaf truckers.
Yes!
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is it broadcast galaxy-wide?
Yes.
Yes.
And do we have an infectious enthusiasm for singing?
I think so.
Yes, I think we do.
Right.
Well, we have an infectious enthusiasm for
It's a
whatever that
voluntary
was.
role, though.
I might be a shoo-in on this one.
Yeah, I think so.
It's an internship. It's
Yes, you get interned for it.
Yes. Turd, what?
Third, yes.
Amelia, do you want to introduce this next bit quickly while we forget what just happened?
Do we have a word of the week?
We do have a word of the week. Word of the week this week is Mumpsimus.
And what does that mean?
A Mumpsimus is a stubborn person who refuses to change their mind despite being proven wrong.
No, I don't.
And can you use it in a sentence, please?
Oh, yes, I can. Although not a Mumpsimus, Flossie was adamant that it was best to turn thrusters off when leaving a planet, and she said so in the crash report.
Wow. If you would like the spelling of that and the meaning, if you missed it just then, it is now on the news headline that you see scrolling across our Twitch channel.
I'll see if I can stick it in the chat as well.
Thank you very much. Do I need to put
There
the
we
other
go.
pictures back up, especially for this next bit? Or are we
Yeah,
happy
you
with
could
pictures
do.
of everybody?
Happy with pictures. No, pictures of everybody's lovely. Right.
I haven't seen
Hey, look,
any of these images.
I've just seen Sandrine.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
And
there
there's
she
you.
is, yeah.
There's you.
This is from the surveillance footage. Footage?
oh God, I look terrible.
No, you don't.
I look terrible.
He looks terrible.
That's what a
He
night
is
of drinking.
terrible.
That's what a night of drinking and gaming will do until what? What was it? 4 or 5 in the morning?
Look at that lady's hair.
And that's all of us.
Everybody.
That's all of us. There we go.
It's just everybody.
That's a lot of people, isn't it?
Yeah. That's more everybody.
Hey, and there's Ian. Oh, well, I could watch these all day. Before you do the next bit, but a couple of things, a point of order. Flossie, I've randomly reinserted Flossie's bit as a result of some breaking news.
No!
So that bit's yours in a second, Flossie, if that's all right.
Broken news?
Yeah.
Right.
And but before we do, I'm going to leave the pictures on screen when we do that, and just play
we've done
the
a lot.
audio.
Yeah, we've done a lot of building up to this, and I don't think it's going to be worth it.
Okay, please.
It never is any other week. What do you call an average aardvark?
Jeff.
Alan.
Yeah, Jeff is not an average aardvark, and neither's Alan. He's got shiny buttons on. So, what do you call an average aardvark?
Steve.
A standard vark. Aardvark! Aardvark!
And now, with some totally breaking news, we'd better hand over to. I think we're going to go with Interstellar Initiatives this week. It's Flossie coming up right now.
When the universe is in trouble, bug infestations in the bubble, your home station's burned rubble. What on earth can we do when your faction leader's a dog and your daily tasks are a slog? You're feeling like a used cog. What on earth can we do now? Interstellar Initiatives. Let Flossie tell you what it is, then you can get involved with this. You should listen to what Flossie says. Interstellar Initiatives. Flossie tells us what she thinks it is, then you can get involved with this. Now you should listen to what Flossie says. Listen to what Flossie says. What on earth can we do? Do what Flossie tells you to. What if she talks nonsense? Interstellar Initiative. Flossie tell you what it is, then you can get involved with this. You should listen to what Flossie said. Now we heard what Flossie said. We can put this matter to bed. Just keep her voice in your head. Flossie told you what to do.
Hello, Flossie here with this week's random bit of interstellar initiative thingy. Incoming mission from El Seco. A call for the exploration-minded people who might have already huffed a bit too many stratum particles. Over 320,000 light years of space travel were not enough to relieve my heart of a certain ailment, one that affects many other commanders across the galaxy, regardless of their level of experience or even wealth. Mods. The Mug Ownership Deficiency Syndrome is the bane of the space traveller who reaches awareness of the mug, and very few manage to overcome it. It is true that you can acquire entire containers of mugs with nothing but a long, excruciating trip to Proxima Centauri, plus the money and cargo space required, of course. Theft is heavily frowned upon at Hutton Orbital, after all, and the poor dockers there do not receive any kind of compensation for third-party storage either. They're supposed to empty your load, not hold it tight until you finally decide to blast away. Nevertheless, what good does it make having tons of mugs in your cargo hold while not a single one of them sits on your ship console? Despite the ludicrous prioritising from manufacturers such as Falcon de Lacy, which decided that the built-in coffee machine of the Crate Mark II was a valid sacrifice to shave weight off its phantom variety, any long-range explorer knows the true value of having not only a quality hot beverage, but also a worthy proper vessel. And yet, so many of us lack it. Thus I propose a solution. The good people on the Astrometrics organisation have built an interactive map of the Milky Way that complements the official GAL map, which most prominently includes navigational data provided by the contributors of EDDN, https://edastro.com GalMap. People have long realised how, thanks to the vastness of the unexplored space, shapes and even drawings could be literally moulded by the will and ships of groups of commanders, and several expeditions have been launched with this purpose. One of them is even underway right now. The galaxy already presents to visitors the shapes of a cat, 2 angry women, a laughing man, and other less savoury things. Smudgyverse. So why not, upon opening this map for whatever goal you want to achieve, always have a mug waiting right there? One mug for all. The necessary paths have already been calculated, together with their respective coordinates, but unfortunately, my upcoming vacation will keep me out of the black from February to mid-March. Still, I believe that it is not too soon to gauge whether there's enough space madness around to pull such a thing off. All together and far away on a single cause. For the mug.
When the universe is in trouble, bug infestations in the bubble, your home station's burned rubble. What on earth can we do when your faction leader's a dog and your daily tasks are a slog? You're feeling like a used cog. What on earth can we do now? Interstellar initiatives. Let Flossie tell you what it is. Then you can get involved with this. You should listen to what Flossie says. Interstellar initiatives. Flossie tells us what she thinks it is, then you can get involved with this. Now you should listen to what Flossie says. Listen to what Flossie says.
What on earth can we do?
Do what Flossie tells you to.
What if she talks nonsense?
Interstellar initiatives. Let Flossie tell you what it is, then you can get involved with this. You should listen to what Flossie said. Now we heard what Flossie said. We can put this matter to bed. Just keep her voice in your head. Flossie told you what to do.
Right. Just been having a wee look. Oh, there's one for you.
Oh no!
We're still on the jobs pages.
No,
here.
I thought they were going to give me an offer for that karaoke one.
Yeah, no, never mind. Move on. Here's one for you. Supernova stare-off specialist.
A what?
I know it says specialist, but there'll be training. A supernova stare-off specialist. Department, Stellar Spectacles. Head is Nurse Wyeth. Okay, that's good. We know Nurse Wyeth. You know her. You're a shoe-in for this.
Oh yeah. This is jobs for your mates. Yeah, this is
yeah. Key skills: resilience against intense light, exceptional timing. Yeah, okay, and a penchant for cosmic events.
Well, that's me stuff then.
Yeah, role: standing watch in the observation deck during a supernova event with only standard issue sunglasses for protection. You could do that.
Yeah, for about 3 seconds before it went crispy.
I was going to say, you could do that once.
I mean, when it says only standard issue sunglasses for protection, does that mean I'm only wearing standard issue sunglasses? Or are they only standard issue sunglasses? You know, it's ambiguous.
Yeah, I think possibly it means that you are only allowed to have standard issue sunglasses and nothing else.
I'm going to give that one a miss, mainly because knowing when a supernova event's going to happen means I could be standing there wearing nothing but standard issue sunglasses for an awfully long time, and it might get a bit chilly. You know,
it works in Hollywood.
Paid for it. Yeah, you get paid for it. It'll be fine.
Or just standing there staring out the window, looking at a star, going, "Is it this one? Maybe it's that one over there." Yeah.
Most of the time, it won't burn the retina out of your eyes.
Well, knowing my luck, it would be happening on the other side of the station.
But again, not your problem. You're only dealing with the direction that you've been chosen to watch.
Oh, it just says I have to stand there during an event. It doesn't say facing the event. Yeah.
No.
Is that the exceptional timing thing?
Yeah, I think that possibly is. Yeah. You know,
okay.
I mean, that's one that you could turn up with less than a minute to go. You'd be okay for that. Yeah.
Well, that's a maybe. That one's a definitely maybe.
So while you consider that, let's go over to Beetlejude and Wotherspoon for the Galnet News Digest.
I think I might have got their button backwards, so it's going to end before it starts. We may end up with echo. I don't have a stop button either, so this is either going to go really well or really, really badly. Let's give it a go, shall we? It didn't happen at all. That's even better.
Seamless.
How about this one?
Aside from the Thargoid invasion, 3309 has seen a federal presidential election, concerns over the lack of a successor to the Emperor, calls for an end to the Sirius Alliance Defence Pact, a scare over madness spread by radio waves, and mounting evidence that Salvation may not be as dead as we had assumed.
Federal President Hudson, like Prime Minister Mahunt in 3307, has remained in office well past the end of his term. He was due to give up office in June, but the election wasn't even held till October. 3 months later, And even though Hudson wasn't entitled to run for re-election, as he's already served 8 years, he remains in office with a vague promise that President-elect Winters will be permitted to take up office early in 3310. The election campaign lasted nearly 2 years, with Hudson attempting to suspend the laws that prevented him from running again. It was only when that legal action had failed, with the courts citing the risk of Hudson becoming a lifelong dictator, that his deputy Jerome Archer was selected as the Republican Party candidate alongside running mate Congressman Nico Shirakawa. The Liberal Party ticket consisted of Shadow President Felicia Winters and Congressman Isolde Rochester. The only third-party candidate to make it through the early rounds of voting was trillionaire businessman and alleged pirate Zachary Rackham. In fact, he actually is a pirate, exposed by journalist Brianna Blanco in the Federal Times, something that led to his last-minute withdrawal from the contest. We will never know if his populist, just like me, small government, low-tax, libertarian approach, with the promise of untold wealth for all, would have secured him the top job. It doesn't seem far-fetched to think he might have won. In the event, though, Felicia Winters managed a narrow 4% margin over Archer to win the race. Archer, as architect of the government snooping agency, the Proactive Detection Bureau, was hugely unpopular among many in the electorate, so he did well to come such a close second. Now, though, the question is, just how long must Winters wait to become the new president? She already has an official portrait, so the changeover should be straightforward, unless some other change in the political landscape is planned at the same time.
In July it was reported that the imperial mother, Lady Florence Lavigny, mother of Emperor Arissa Lavigny Duval, was critically ill. She remains unwell, although not in immediate danger. But her illness has raised the delicate question of the imperial succession. The emperor has no children, and at nearly 67 years old she can legitimately be described as middle-aged. The imperial press has been speculating about what will happen if, for the first time in the history of the Empire of Achenar, the emperor has no offspring. There are several imperial relations who might like a shot at the throne. Hadrian Duval arguably has a strong case to succeed the current emperor, and he already has a 2-year-old child. Princess Aisling, the other frontrunner, does not currently have any children, but she has at least been in several relationships. Arissa shows no interest in romantic dalliances. Her hottest date was the year she spent cryogenically frozen at the hands of her kidnappers, the Lords of Restoration, in Summerland. Unless she gets a move on and brings forth some kind of progeny, the emperor is likely to receive ever-increasing calls for a succession plan, and more crazy ideas from Archduke Otto for gold statues in her likeness. If only her mother hadn't got inconveniently ill, she might have got away with it for a few more years.
The Sirius Corporation continues to provide theoretical protection for the Alliance from Thargoids, and the Alliance continues to pay in very real credits for the service. However, more councillors from the Alliance Assembly are expressing their concern that allowing Sirius privileged access to the Alliance military and to some parts of government is a really bad idea. Given that Sirius Corporation has failed to do anything useful other than help on a couple of resupply missions and assist in refitting Alliance megaships with anti-Xeno weapons, the Prime Minister's going to find it hard to justify extending the arrangement, despite relative apathy from Alliance commanders. Some believe that Mahan's decision to release from protective quarantine Alliance citizens who have been rescued from the Thargoids is an attempt to divert attention from the terrible job Sirius has done. Possibly worryingly, Azimuth Biochemicals has offered to take over from Sirius as the protector of the Alliance, although they have thankfully not offered to build another Proteus wave weapon. Some have speculated that Azimuth doesn't have the expertise to build another such weapon following the apparent death of its founder, Dr. Caleb Wycherley, otherwise known as Salvation.
There was a major security alert on the 26th of October after a broadcast of the occasional magazine show Frameshift Live. Garret Orbital in the Shamash system, from where the show was broadcast, was taken over by an inexplicable madness. Members of the crew were reported to be suffering from a mass psychological disturbance that made them violent. Security crews took more than a week to subdue those affected. The strange mania had much in common with the fate of the generation ship Thetis, the wreck of which is still in the neighbouring Nefertem system. Those on board that ancient ship picked up a radio transmission which, once heard, turned everyone on board into mass murderers. Everyone on board is believed to have died, and it had been believed that the strange mania had died with the Thetis. The recent incident started when Shamash future Navy pilots overheard a mysterious audio broadcast. Within hours, they'd become infected and turned to massacring anyone passing through the system. Shamash Future had to call for outside help to destroy the vessels of all affected pilots. Order was eventually restored on the 1st of November, and the quarantine on Garret Orbital was lifted. Frameshift Live was taken off air after the event and has not returned to our screens. Both hosts were rescued by a mysterious character in a skull costume, but both were severely shaken and took some time off to recover. One of the hosts, the so-called Pink Lady, has since chosen to leave the show in pursuit of her final fantasy.
Speculation continues over whether Salvation, the man who fired the Proteus wave and kick-started the Thargoid invasion, has somehow managed to preserve his consciousness after death. Seojin A, the former test subject D2 who suffered cruel experimentation at the hands of Salvation, firmly believes he has preserved his consciousness using Guardian technology, possibly merging into the Guardian artificial intelligence constructs. She set off at the beginning of the year to find evidence that Salvation lives on in some form, and she seems to have found evidence that has convinced Simguru Pranavantal of the Utopian Commune, an organisation that has put considerable effort into preserving human knowledge and experiences in a massive archive, that there may be some validity in her theories. As yet, the Simguru has declined to give details about what he believes happened to Salvation, as he wishes to respect Seojin A's privacy. But it is clear that he is taking seriously the idea that the so-called Nemesis failsafe has preserved Salvation's consciousness in some form. If Salvation, who is fixated upon the destruction of the Thargoids at any cost, comes back at the head of a Guardian navy, flying Guardian ships, piloted by Guardian AI, and if he turns the bubble into a Thargoid versus Guardian battleground, he may finally achieve the final extinction of the human race.
Oh, thanks to Beetlejude and Wotherspoon. Oh, and there's a new job for Vantion. Another new job, yes.
Sorry, my voice wasn't live then to everybody else, but I was saying go on. Oh, go on then.
Manual FSD charger. Department, Power Operations. Head, Dynamo Doug. Key skills, unyielding stamina, a flair for the mechanical, and a relentless cranking arm. Role, cranking the frameshift drive charger by hand for every jump a Hutton vessel makes.
So one of those little handles like they had on front of cars, just sort of turning it round, and if you don't let go quick enough, it busts your arm. Yeah, but with frame shift energy.
Yeah.
I've actually got one of those.
Is that how you jumpstart your heart in the morning? Just plug it in the front, you know.
It's about 4 feet long. It lives in the boot.
Right, that's where the missus keeps it, is it?
Yes.
Oh, right, okay. Well, that one sounds interesting. I mean, obviously, I can only do one vessel at once. My arms aren't that long. And Hutton truckers tend to make a lot of jumps. It sounds like it could be quite tiring. Am I being lazy with my job options here?
You might think that we couldn't possibly comment.
I mean, it's fine if you're genuinely lazy. You want to present that to people and make sure that they know what they're getting.
So what do you do then, Commander Van Tieren? Well, I'm a Hutton cranker. One of the crankies, maybe.
Bang dabby dozy.
Oh yes, I suppose I could be a cranker for a bit. I can certainly be cranky occasionally. I might give that one a look in, and it doesn't say what. I mean, skills, unyielding stamina. Well, I mean, it's only X years of doing this show, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, I think you've got the unyielding stamina. It's just the willpower to utilize that unyielding stamina.
Right,
yeah.
No, that's 5 jumps. That's far enough. We're going to stop here. This is a nice planet. Let's just, yeah. Yeah, let's park on this planet. I can't be bothered to crank your frame shift drive any harder. Yeah, no, well, maybe. I might have to go for that one. Well, thank you for looking. Anyway, there you go. There's the polite answer. Thank you very much for looking. It's much appreciated. It's much appreciated. But,
I'm trying desperately not to comment through all of this. Because it's really not for radio what is in my brain at the moment.
What, my relentless cranking arm?
No, unyielding stamina, relentless cranking. There's a lot in there to work
Oh,
with.
yeah, there's a lot there to think about.
Yeah, I mean, we do... we can read anything into anything, I suppose, can't we? Just about. Oh, well, I suppose we've come towards the end of the show now. It's a nice short one after the really, really, really long green room one the other week. It's quite nice to have an early night, as they say. I can get my CV, and I'm just looking through the photographs as well. By the way, on the photographs, there is actually a link. If you go to gallery.oliverfacey, that's facey.co.uk/ECM 2023, there is a gallery with links to high-res ones. You can get super high-res ones for a modest donation. As well, there are some crackers of photographs in there, so some really good ones. Most of us as well, I think. There's some Frontier staff in there, and famous faces from the radio shows, past and present. Have I seen the apology officer anyway? I've seen Commander Wotherspoon. I've seen Amelia. I've seen.
I've seen Mia.
You can't have seen me. I'm not in any of them.
Mia.
Oh no,
I've
you're not in it because you weren't there, were you, Splitter?
Yes, I was there.
Oh yes,
he was
were.
there.
Yeah. Why weren't you in the camera then?
I wonder what.
I'm sure I saw you.
I wasn't driving it.
I'm looking at the one. I saw the one at Deadmeat, and I'm wondering what the hell Deadmeat was doing that.
The apology officer is on the third line, the second one in.
No, I'm sure you're in there, Commander Chicks. Hang on a second.
I'm sitting with Alvin in the group shot.
No, there's definitely there's one of you in a room somewhere with funny lights, isn't there, or something? No, I'm sure I saw you in some.
There's an intern.
Yeah, there's the Galactic Overlord Dav Stott himself. I'm just trawling now. I'm sure I saw you in one of them somewhere.
Oh, there's Chicks.
Oh my God, where?
In the blue light.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was in the blue light section. Yeah,
in the blue light.
In Wonders.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah. There's definitely you in some blue lights there somewhere.
Yes.
I'm assuming that was Artemis you were in then.
Oh, there you are. Yes, with your goggles.
Is that Volcarius? Did I just see Volcarius?
Oh, it must be Artemis. Yeah.
Oh, you're looking very serious in that picture. I'm sure. Yes, there is a Volcarius somewhere. Yep.
Gripping.
I think he looks. Yeah, I think it looks very serious because he's launched something he shouldn't have.
With the Normans in one of them as well.
I was driving. I had no weapons. They didn't trust me with those.
There's King Hanky in a variety of different colourful shirts.
Mr. Barker's got his patches, his big patches on the back.
That's Vulcarius. Looking very studious.
Yes.
Grabbing his chin. Chin, I said, not gin. Chin.
There's an excellent one of Monty there as well.
This a whole series of Monty.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
yes.
Beetlejude.
It's a montage.
A montage of Montys.
A Monty montage. Oh, there's a tiny kid beating Hanky at chess.
Henry's not that small.
No, it's small. It's somebody smaller than Henry. I don't know who it is.
I've just, I don't know if you can see on the screen there, I've just delivered a mug to somewhere called, can I find it?
I don't know who a lot of these people are. It's a
Henry
shame, you know?
Biochemical Exploration.
That's his
What?
middle name. Biochemical Explorations
Look
is
at
his
the
middle
last
name.
place I've delivered the mug to in the main screen. It's called Henry Biochemical Exploration.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
that
called
sounded like me clearing his room earlier for him.
Yes, Henry Biochemical Exploration Pearson. Oh, there's Sandrine.
Yes, my middle name, yes.
And there's Amelia, yes.
There's the he earned that F off from Norman.
Yeah. He's so pleased with himself, isn't he? Look at his face.
That was probably after he got it, yes. Because obviously Oliver disappeared after the group photograph, so he's got the AM shenanigans. I think just before lunch or around lunchtime, I can't remember. But I think he had to disappear off to an other event to go and photograph it. But anyway, look, thank you very much, radio team, for being here, for keeping us all company, for broadcasting stuff, for the emergency last-minute broadcasts from Flossie. For getting me so muddled that I gave myself the tongue twisters instead of Amelia.
That'll teach you.
Yes, well, maybe next time.
That won't.
What was the tongue twister?
Oh, there were plenty of tongue twisters at the start.
Right, you get a wee spinning circle and then the photograph's mid-change. Or maybe it's me that's got a spinning circle. Hold on.
A what?
Space
You've got spinny.
phage
We've got spinny.
causing-
I've got spinny things on screen as well.
Yeah, it's kind of stopped. Yeah.
Oh no!
Ah, the dreaded loading.
Hang on. Let me check the.
All gone.
No,
Horribly
the
wrong.
broadcast is still broadcasting. There was a network error.
Network
Oh.
error, yeah. Error 2000.
Well, I'm still broadcasting, and it still says it's going out with no dropped frames.
I'm going to click here to reload.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm having to do it too.
Oh, it's recovered. It's gone a bit blurry vision, but it has recovered.
Oh, there's
Video
LCU.
unavailable.
LCU. There we go. Right, well, we're at the end of the show anyway. So before we head off and do the last-minute end of the show bits and bobs, do we have somebody we can raid in a minute? Is there somebody who's not going to bail on us within 30 seconds of us raiding them this time?
Well, Pixie Wifey did last week.
Spike.
So.
Stargoid, Pixie Wifey, Hansay 42,
Hansay.
Father Bill.
Somebody different.
Hansay
Father Bill.
42.
Who, what?
Father Bill.
Father Bill.
underscore Bill.
Yes.
Father underscore Bill. Right, I think that sounds like a good one to me.
Here
What?
you go. It's in our chat.
Now, are we being kind to Mooncake again this week?
Oh, no, Mooncake's sleeping at the moment. But you could show people the picture of Mooncake in the little Hutton outfit.
I could do, but you're going to have to talk amongst yourselves while I go and get it. Give me a second. Did I send it to you
Have I put you
directly,
on
or
the
did I send it to you directly? I can't remember.
I can send it to you now. Hold on.
Which
I'll
one?
send
You
it.
send it back to me, and I'll save it and put it in the thing and do the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, hold on then. Let me send it to you. I think
Mooncake
I
says.
saved it.
Mooncake says.
Maybe
What
I
did
didn't
Mooncake
save
say?
it.
Oh well, I'm going to have to find it then. Hang on a second. I'm going hunting. Is that on the job? Finding random photographs that I sent a week ago.
Yes.
All right. Okay. There's the one of
Oh,
Chicks
there's-
kicking his
I've
feet
got
on
it.
the-
I've got it here.
There's Ed Hunter.
You've got
Sending
it.
it to you now.
Ah, fantastic. Here we go. From Oh, that one. Oh. Okay.
There's
so
also
if
there's also this one.
no, I've got. I can do two, I suppose.
Yeah,
that
if I go to
first
there-
one was
That
the one I
picture
was
there.
on.
Why is Dead Meat doing that? He's got that whole fist in the mouth. Oh, kind of thing. So I don't know what he's done.
There's that one, and
What,
you
what
got
hasn't he done?
you got
Yeah.
another one, have you?
Yeah, but it's the fact that he's cringing about it. That kind of narrows it down a bit because there's not a lot that he'll cringe about.
It's the one in the spacesuit that Dusty came up with. That was just
Right.
it was adorable.
There's Henry there.
Add files. Hang on a second. I've got one. I've got two.
Ooh,
Here
Baz.
we go.
Yeah. And then after
There we go.
Baz, you can
Look,
see-
on screen now.
There's Henry.
You can see Henry biochemical investigation.
There's Henry and his biochemical hairdo. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Mooncakes
now-
are sticking out through her helmet.
And now we have
yes.
a picture of Mooncake coming up. Dun, 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 dun.
That's a proper space cat one. That second one.
There
But
we
look,
go.
Yeah, but see the Hutton patch?
I don't think Mooncake's helmet's got a back on it. Somebody needs to tell her.
That's Dusty's rendition, so you know.
Yeah.
Either that or her
There
ears
we go.
are jammed in a
You
jumper
hadn't
helmet.
met Mooncake before. You've now met Mooncake. There we go. By the power of.
Oh, Mooncake's found a majestic rock flap.
Yes.
Yeah, and I want to know why the
flaps.
space person is attempting to weld Mooncake, though. That's a bit dangerous.
That would be me.
Yes. And why you have to wear a spacesuit and she doesn't?
Exactly.
Because she's a space cat.
I know why she doesn't have to. Because the planet has a catmosphere.
Catmosphere. Oh my god.
Aardvark.
Dear. Aardvark. Right, okay, now before we do the go on off to raid Father Bill thing, we have to issue a little bit of a warning to anybody listening. If you've not listened to this show before, this is the part of the show where Amelia likes to be exceedingly noisy. So, if you've got earphones in, if you've got your subwoofer turned up really loud, if you're of a sensitive disposition, now is the time just to lift the earphones away a little bit, just in case something bad's about to happen. Have you done that? Has anybody got a klaxon handy? Because I don't.
I do. You ready?
Go.
For the mag!
For the mag!
Mag!
Journey too long, no cargo too small. Profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We're taking anything, anytime, anyway. Loading all the teen house to the brim with the rest for the more, for the more, for the more, for the more. Yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the more, for the more, for the more, for the more. Yeah, everybody sing the trucker song. Flossie always seems to crash into the sun. Skibble lights the pilot on the Xbox One. Alvin out the frame, you know he leads us well. Trucking across the galaxy, now everybody out. For the more, for the more, for the more, for the more. Yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the more, for the more, for the more, for the more. Everybody sing the Hutton Truckers song. For the more, for the more, for the more. You know just where we're coming from. For the more, for the more, for the more, for the more. Everybody sing the Hutton Truckers song. So give me a large path that I can land on, and I'll give you cargo and sing you my song. No point 22 light years to go, cruising to Hutton, whoa, whoa, too long, the cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We're taking anything, anytime, anywhere. So shout it out loud, like you don't even care. For the more, for the more, for the more, for the more. Yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the more, for the more, for the more. Everybody sing the and trucker song. For the more, for the more, for the more. Yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the more, for the more, for the more. Everybody sing the and trucker song.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the show. Everyone's buggered off now, so why don't you bugger off too?